Greetings, students, and welcome to Chapter Review for Chapter 3 of Michael Molloy's Experiencing the World's Religions, the 4th edition. And this chapter is on the topic of Hinduism. In studying this chapter, I want to mention first, go to the end of the chapter, look at the key terms. Almost all those terms will have at least one question about them on the test. You cannot even pass the test without knowing the terms on the Hinduism section on key terms. That's the first thing to say. The next thing is that at the beginning of the chapter, the first encounter, that's not really that important, but there is a question about the first sentence in the chapter. You will need to know the significance of the places that are mentioned in capital letters there. Now, in the history of Hinduism, I believe there are only 2 questions pertaining to that, and so there's really not a whole lot that you need to know concerning the origins of Hinduism, and that's mentioned in the first section of the chapter. But the real gist of it begins when we get to page 82, and the section entitled Important Concepts of the Upanishads. And this is really the heart of understanding Hindu religion. There's a lot of practices and rituals that seem to be the important thing in Hindu religion, but it's these views that undergird those practices that give those rituals and practices meaning. This is what will be important on the test. Actually, the section here that I'm referring to, which begins at the bottom of 82 and goes over to 86, probably, I believe, counts for 10% of the test, if not even 12% of the test. So you will want to know that, and be sure to know that. Also, let's see, I believe there are a couple of questions about the Bhagavad Gita, and so you will want to be aware of that. And then also the caste systems on page 88. You will need to know that. Stages of life on 89. I think there's 1 question, maybe 2 on that. You will want to look that over. Then beginning on page 90, the yogas. There are at least 4 questions related to this particular section of the chapter here, the yoga, so you will want to know that. Then also getting over to devotional Hinduism. This section has several questions on it, especially as it pertains to the various gods here, so you will want to pay particular attention to that. And in addition to this, along the same line, there are couple questions where the information is taken out of my lecture notes on Hinduism pertaining to the gods as well in connection with devotional Hinduism. So you will want to know that, and you will find that very helpful, especially also if you want to try for the extra credit questions. Towards the end, beginning on 102, devotion to animals, I don't have any questions related to that. On personal experience of cremation in Bali, well, just to know that significance of cremation in the Hindu tradition is what's important. There is 1 question on that. Hinduism and the arts and Hinduism modern challenges. I don't have any questions on that except for the fact that there were 4 names that I put in an email. Each of those guys have 1 question each about them on the test. Also, looking at my notes here, you want to know what the Rig Veda is, so that would be important to know, and sort of a summary. A lot of this is a summary of this particular chapter. Then about what puja, temples, life cycle rituals. There's several questions on that. And then I think there's at least 1 question on pilgrimages. Then modern beliefs and practices. There are a couple questions related to that. And then, so you will want to know that. And then I don't believe there's really that much more on the test that pertains to Hinduism in connection with these notes as well. So that really a lot of the notes is pretty much the same as what's in the book. There's a few places where I expand upon it. But I would encourage you to make sure that you read it all over and study it closely, and you should do well on the test. Good luck.